Good morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm fine, Amy. How about you?
You know, I can recall the night we met. Remember, it was at John's party? We talked all night? We said we'd hang out sometime again. It's a shame it's under these circumstances.
Yeah. By the way, I just wanted to thank you for all you're doing. You're the only private detective I know in the city, so I appreciate your help a lot.
It's okay, Robert. How can I help you?
I'm looking for a man. His name is Alfred Siegel.
Who's Alfred Siegel?
A fucking filthy bastard. That's who he is. Here's his photo. I need to find him, but I have no idea how to do that. That's why I'm here.
Do you happen to know when the last time he was seen?
No. I wrote his address on the back of his photo, but I'm sure he's moved by now. I don't even know if he's still in the city. Right now, he's got a lot of money. So it wouldn't surprise me if he went to some other place.
Oh, I understand.
I already transferred you half the money to start working. When you finish the job, I'll transfer you the other half.
Hey, Robert, I know it's none of my business, but if you don't mind me asking, why are you searching for him?
I already knew Alfred was a bastard, but he just exceeded my expectations by far. Start looking for Alfred. Find him, and when you do that, I'll go to him, and I'll kill him with my own bare hands. Call me when you have something.
Just after that, Robert returned to his apartment and just waited. Waited and waited until receiving news from Amy saying she already had the location of Alfred, so that he could finally get back to him and get his revenge.
You may be wondering what happened in the past that made Robert feel so mad towards Alfred now. Well, it's a long story, but don't worry, I'll try to make it as short as possible for you.
Alright, so what's gonna be the next one?
So you know that store between River Street and Green Valley Road?
Yeah, that bald old man store, right?
Exactly.
You really think that's a good place?
I can assure you that's the best place. Not only does he work there, but he also lives there. And supposedly he has all his life savings in that place.
His savings? You think that's enough? I mean, dude, robbing the store is dangerous. Has to be a lot of money to be worth the risk.
Of course, it's a lot of money, Robert. That dude's been living there since his childhood. He's like 3 centuries old. He has like a nation's worth of savings in there.
It is probable that you'll be surprised knowing that a couple of years ago, Robert and Alfred used to work together. They both were partners in the underworld of El Paso, Texas.
The two men passed their days stealing cars, assaulting people, robbing stores, and all that kind of shit. But even though it was a fact that Robert and Alfred had a lot of things in common, they also had one enormous thing that differed them.
Robert has always been a person who did these things just to survive. He left home when he was 12, and since then, all he wanted to do was earn enough money to live for the next weeks. But Alfred, that was a whole different story. Since the first day he got into the criminal world, Alfred has always desired to become someone important. He always dreamed of someday make a great haste, make a robbery where he got a lot of money, or steal something extremely valuable. All he just cared was to do something so big to be recognized as a very important criminal. But even with that difference, Robert and Alfred still had a great relationship. and that is nothing to describe how they really were. Alfred and Robert saw themselves almost as brothers. They had been working together for a lot of years, and they got to a point of becoming best friends who would always be disposed to help the other.
But sadly, this didn't last long. With the pass of time, Alfred's wishes of becoming a great criminal began increasing more and more to the point of stop seeing the real important things in his life.
Yo, Alfred. I need to talk to you about something serious.
Yeah, what's up, man?
The other day when we were robbing that store, I was taking the money out of that cashier, and the police sirens started sounding. You took the money from me and ran away.
I really did that?
Yes. And I wanted to ask you, why did you do that?
To be totally honest, Robert, I don't recall that. I mean, we're under a lot of pressure at the moment. Maybe that's why I don't remember it.
Okay, whether you remember it or not, it happened. The police were coming, and you took the money from me and ran away. It seems like you didn't even care if I got caught.
Look, Robert, it's just not true. You're my brother, man. You know this. Our intention was to go there and get the money and leave. So once I heard the police sirens, I just ran off of instinct, expecting you to follow me with no issue.
Yeah, well, that definitely didn't happen. I had to beat a couple of police to get out of there. If you had just waited for me, none of that would have happened.
Sorry, Robert. It's a shame that you see it that way, but I promise it won't happen again.
Robert started to see how, little by little, Alfred began changing his behavior and how he began to care more for the money and the hits than his friend of years. What Robert didn't know is that this will escalate to an extreme point that Robert would have never expected.
Amy, you called me saying you had something?
Yeah, good news. Your old friend never left. He's still here in the city.
He's still in El Paso? I thought he'd moved to some other place by now.
That's what I thought too. But I went to the address you gave me. He's gone. But according to my investigation, he now has a valuable jewel called the Acacia necklace. He has a buyer lined up, but that deal won't be until the 15th.
Next week. So he still has it.
Well, I couldn't find a place where he lives. Apparently he moves from place to place, but if you go here, you can probably find him.
This is a school.
Yeah, it seems your old friend picked up a new hobby. He now likes to go to the college library on the weekends to read. According to my guy, he's been doing so to avoid all the dangerous places so he doesn't lose the necklace.
He goes to the school library on weekends?
Yep.
Today's Sunday.
Well, if you go now, you could probably get him.
Amy. Thank you.
But before continuing, I have to tell you another story so that you can understand what's coming forward. Since decades ago, there's been a big legend in the country, a story about an object pursued by thousands of people.
Do you know what this is? This is the Kai-Shen necklace. I know, for you, this might seem like any other normal necklace out there with nothing extraordinary. Trust me when I say this, you are so fucking wrong.
The necklace you're seeing right now is an old and valuable piece of jewelry that is worth $4 million. And of course, in a land full of criminals, every single one of them wanted to steal it. The Kai-Shen necklace passed through a lot of people, but the important thing now is the moment that passed through the hands of Robert Malik. Oh yes, you heard correctly. Robert did an extraordinary criminal plan all by himself to steal the necklace.
You really did it. I can't believe you stole the Cation necklace. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, dude.
I mean, I knew you were great at this, but I never expected something like that. I mean, now what, Robert?
I want to go.
What?
I'm gonna leave, move to another state, maybe California. I love it there.
Move? Why?
Alfred, I always told you, I'm only in this for the money. I don't care about anything else. I only ever wanted enough money to keep going. And now, I have enough of it for the rest of my life. I don't need to keep doing this. And I don't want to. Later.
After stealing the Kaisha necklace, Robert moved to California with the intention of being there for the rest of his life. It was a great plan, but sadly, it didn't last long.
Just in the first week in California, one night, an armed man broke into Robert's house with the intention of killing him and steal the necklace. What nobody expected is that this man accomplished only the second thing, because Robert ended alive from this attack. Just after this, Robert decided to don't leave things alone and called the only friend he knew in California who might help him.
Jim, listen to me. You're the only person I know in California who's in the business that can help me. That motherfucker broke into my home, tried to kill me, and stole my necklace. I want you to find him, and now. Hello?
Hello, Robert. It's Jim.
What's happening?
I already found out who did it.
Really?
Yeah, he was a nobody. He was just doing a job he was hired to do.
Who hired him?
Some guy named Alfred Siegel.
What?
Yeah, I interrogated the guy. He said Alfred was the man who hired him to get the necklace. Does the name ring a bell?
Yeah. Thank you for your help, Jim.
Since the day Robert left town, he always used to carry a picture of Alfred because, despite big disagreement with him at the end of their story, Robert always remembered the good times he passed with him. This was the first time that Robert looked at the photo with sadness, disappointment, and angriness.
After that, Robert went back to El Paso, contacted the only private detective he knew in town, found out where his old partner was, and went back to him with only 3 things on his mind: kill Alfred, get the necklace back, and finally, gain his revenge.
Hello, Alfred.
Robert? What are you doing here?
I came here to talk to you. I've been searching for you.
Wait. I don't understand. Thought you were dead.
Did you? I know what you did, Alfred. I investigated your entire plan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop pretending like you don't understand. I found out your whole shit plot to kill me and take the necklace. I always knew you were a greedy man, but I just never thought you could do something so horrible.
Robert, please just calm down. What you're saying is making me...
Shut the fuck up. Cut that shit out right now, because I know everything.
Look, Robert. We can just take a seat and we can talk calmly about this.
Show me what's inside your jacket.
What?
Reach inside your jacket and take out what's in there. Yeah. I investigated your shit deal too. It's supposed to be next week, right? I think your buyers are gonna be disappointed.
Please, Robert. Just remember the old times.
The old times? You wanna talk about the old times? Alright, let's talk about them. Let's talk about how the days you and I used to talk all the time and do everything together. Let's talk about the days when one of us was in trouble and the other one wouldn't hesitate to help him. Let's talk about when you and I were brothers. Because we were more than partners. We were brothers. You betrayed me, Alfred. You really ruined everything. And now, I want to make you pay.